Manchester City are planning a big summer in the transfer market. Pep Guardiola admitted he was tired in the aftermath of Manchester City's fifth title celebration and left the partying to the players who went on into the small hours. But as he stayed back at the Etihad drinking red wine with his management team and friends, the cogs were already worrying on how to make this team better. The treble is occupying his thoughts almost 24/7 at the moment as Guardiola plots his way into the history books. Yet what little time he has spare, has been spent working out with Director of Football Txiki Begiristain and his trusted inner circle how to make his side better again next season. City have settled into a rhythm of making small changes to personnel with generally no more than 4 signings, usually 3 or sometimes just 2, to slot into the well-oiled Premier League winning machine. And this summer the thinking is that 3 or possibly 4 players could be brought in. Guardiola could sign 2 defenders and 2 midfielders from a list of possible targets currently being worked on. Where Guardiola and Begiristain have always been clear is that players who either want to move on or are perceived to have hit the downslope will be moved on. This season João Cancelo was moved on quickly on loan to Bayern Munich after challenging Guardiola over his lack of game time. Sergio Aguero, Nicolas Otamendi, Joe Hart, Leroy Sane, Yaya Touré, and Raheem Sterling will know how he felt despite having given plenty to the cause. Guardiola is looking at a rebuild to his midfield with the future of Ilkay Gundogan looking uncertain, with Arsenal and Barcelona monitoring his situation. The Germany international situation has a bearing on City's plans for their midfield if he decides to take up an offer of a 12-month extension with an option of another year. The future of Bernardo Silva is once again up in the air given interest once again from Paris Saint-Germain, who nearly persuaded him to leave the Etihad last summer. And Calvin Phillips, signed for £50 million last summer, and Aymeric Laporte, are 2 more possible departures given a lack of playing time. City have identified £80 million rated Croatia international Josko Gvardiol as a left-sided replacement for Laporte, who has started just 10 Premier League games this season and at 28 believes he has more to give. Phillips, who is in danger of dropping off the England radar, has been a disappointment since arriving from Leeds. He only made his first Premier League start after the title had already been wrapped up. Guardiola and Begiristain have discussed possible targets with chairman Khaldoon Al-Mubarak with Alexis Mac Allister, who has been valued at least £60 million, Joshua Kimmich and Julio Enciso mentioned. City have favoured promoting at least 2 academy prospects to the first-team squad following the success of Cole Palmer and Rico Lewis. Portugal striker Carlos Borges and midfielders Oscar Bob and Dyer Mebute have earned good reviews this season after impressing in the elite development squad.